All right, let's get to some weekend picks, Bob. And we were just saying it's September, probably the biggest TV month of the year. And get ready because shows are coming fast and furious. This week alone, on Wednesday, we've got the duo If It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and The League returning. But take note, they're both not on FX now. They're on FXX, a new sister channel with double the X.
Yes. Now, I almost want to just pause and talk about that for a second. What's the deal with FX? I mean, I guess they're cool enough, branching out, creating two channels. It seems like that with the extra X, it's for comedy specifically, and then their dramas are on FX. Is that the vibe I'm supposed to get?
Yeah, they've actually got another sister channel. They're splitting into three, and I'm
Wow.
blanking on the letters of the third one. But they're trying to just create like a portfolio of brands a little bit more. FX is actually really the place with probably every critic's favorite network head, John Lansgraf, and they're doing a lot of really cool things. If you just like the average FX show is just if that's all you know about it, it probably says more about it than on any other network right now, except maybe HBO or something. Just doing a lot of really cool creative things. They have enough programming that they can branch out, and they want to like target the brand of each one a little bit differently. So FXX
Interesting.
is going to be probably mostly comedies, and that same vibe of the league, and it's always sunny in Philadelphia, and it's not too hard to see how they share a branding. Um,
Right.
so,
Yeah. And are they both on Wednesday, you said?
yep, Wednesday one right after the other.
I'm so excited because they're both funny shows.
Yeah, so it's always Sunny's a long-running comedy now about a group of friends who run a bar in Philadelphia. The way I always describe it is that these people might actually be the worst human beings on the planet, but it's still somehow charming and not mean-spirited because the joke's always on them at the end of every episode.
Right. Right.
You watch Sunny, you've always mentioned, so you like it? I
Yeah.
take it.
I do. I actually haven't seen it start to finish every single episode, but I've probably seen. Actually, maybe I shouldn't admit this. Maybe only a third of them, because there's a lot of seasons. It's like six or
Yeah,
seven seasons
it's been
now, and
going on for a while.
right, and it's one of those shows that you don't really sit down and mark your calendar to. Well, I will this season because now I'm more into it a little bit, but I sort of got into it after it's already been on for a while, and I just watch it here and there when I want some filler.
Yeah, it doesn't change much through the seasons,
No,
and the quality has remained pretty consistent, I would say.
right.
Um, so yeah. So if you already watch it, this is the week it's back. Make sure your DVRs are set. If you don't watch it yet, check it out. See if you like it. And there are a
Jump in.
ton of past seasons to go through, like we were just saying.
Yeah.
The League, also we mentioned, returning for its fifth season. It's a show about friends who have a fantasy football league together, and it's very much of a piece in my mind with the Chicago set 30-something comedy of happy endings, which I had mixed feelings about. It's
Hmm.
got some dude bro humor, which you may or may not love, but I know you like the show a lot, right, Bob?
Yeah, especially the earlier seasons. I feel like it's getting a little tired. We'll see how this season performs. What is it, season five? Because I felt like the
Yeah.
last season, season four, ended really like the humor was really over the top stupid. But that's part of its shtick a little bit. But I feel like each season it tries to outdo itself from the last season, and I just want them to be like consistently funny, not trying to like pull a Breaking Bad of comedy, which is sort of backfiring for them a little bit, in my opinion.
Another FX show gets that perfectly somehow. Archer, it knows exactly what it is. It doesn't try to do more each season than the last. It just stays with the same range of jokes, and I feel like it just stays the same every season.
Cool. Yeah, so here's hoping the league follows that model, but I don't know. I'm still going to watch it though because there's enough about it that makes me laugh a lot. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And then the last one I want to mention is Boardwalk Empire returns on Sunday. Now, we talked about Boardwalk Empire last week. You've given up on it. I'm half-heartedly trying to catch up. But it is a big budget, high profile HBO drama, so it's worth a mention here to remind you to set your DVR if you are a fan. But we're lukewarm about it, and I can tell you right now we won't be recapping it or anything. But it's on
Right.
the list.
Yeah, this is one of those where if I didn't have a day job, I'd totally watch it, but since I do, I don't.
All right. Tell us about the movies, Bob.
Okay, so this is kind of a weak week in my opinion in terms of it's kind of this we're entering the period in between the summer ending and the fall beginning. Um, so the front runner, big budget Hollywood only slot in that category is Riddick, which depending on how you feel about Vin Diesel and the whole premise of I can see in the dark and I talk like this, and A lot
I've
of
seen those
one-liners.
previews like 3 weeks in a row at the movies now, and I don't know. I don't know if it's my kind of
Yeah,
movie.
I'm not sure that it is either. I kind of want to see it just because if if you're in the mood and you suspend disbelief and you're okay with like a dark, gritty, over the top, taking itself too seriously, action rated R movie, yeah, it could be okay. But I'm not sure that that's going to be the one for this week for us to watch. We still need to figure that out. The other two on the radar for me, one is called Salinger.
Mm.
Now, this is one of those movies I have to admit that uh, like gave me goosebumps almost just watching the previews. Like it seemed very captivating. So it features interviews with 150 subjects, including Salinger's friends, colleagues, and members of his inner circle, and then a
It's
bunch
a
of
documentary,
celebrities.
right?
Yeah, yeah. About Salinger, who wrote the book Catcher in the Rye, and I guess had some really interesting backstory, and everyone talks about it. And I don't know much about, like, I guess if I was really into this type of literature, and it would be that much more fascinating. But just the previews alone, I'm like, whoa, based on a true story, and all these interviews, and it seems like a really interesting premise about what happened when he died and what he really thought while he was writing these books. I don't know if I'm selling it very well. I'm just saying watch the preview and see if it captivates you like it did me.
Yeah, well, for me, documentaries may actually come in lower than British television as far as my default
Oh,
bias against them. Not to say I won't ever see one, but I'm like documentary. But we'll figure it out. We'll decide what to see.
okay, we may have a problem this week, Logan, because my third movie, my third movie is also a documentary.
Uh-oh.
So we've got like Riddick or, two documentaries to choose from. Or we could go back into the back catalog of stuff we didn't see from other weeks. We'll figure it out. This this documentary is narrated by Russell Crowe.
All right.
Um, it's called Red Obsession, and it's a movie about wine and how it's changing, and it's as much about wine as it is about the rise of China and how China wants to be a formidable player in this space, and France is,
So
where
it's
it
like
gets.
Bottle Shock Revisited or something, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, and I liked the movie Bottle Shock.
So did I.
Yeah, it was good. So this is documentary. France gets a ton of respect, and then there's California, which uh, is newer than France in terms of respect for wine, and now I guess China's on the rise, and it's looking into that. So
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had a Chinese wine.
neither have I. Yeah, well, not that I know anyway. It could be one of those things where we don't know we had it. It seems really expensive to like import it and not say it. So anyway, those are the three movies of the week that caught my eye that are all releasing this week. I don't know if you saw anything else, and we can figure it out offline what we want to actually watch and review. But that's all there is for me.
No, but I did want to ask you about one movie, Bob, and that is The Butler. Now, I'm going to admit something I probably should be ashamed of,
hmm
but it's that I get the sense it's a very heavy movie that takes itself very seriously, and I feel exhausted just even thinking about seeing it, even though I feel like if I were a good person, that wouldn't be the case.
Mm.
Now, I could be completely wrong about that, I admit, but my question is this, Bob. Is this going to get Oscar buzz to the point where we'll wish we'd seen it just so we can weigh in on Oscar nominations and the like?
Yeah, I'm hoping it comes out on DVD before then because I just don't feel like spending full price for the ticket. Maybe if it
Yeah,
goes to the dollar theater, I'll do it then. But I'm right there with you. I know it's supposed to be a monumental picture about race and about race. Like, what else is there to say? It's kind of one of those movies you wish you had seen already without having to have gone
yes,
through the effort of seeing it, so you can
yeah,
like be plugged in. But otherwise, I'm already exhausted talking about it this much. So we'll see.
exactly.
We'll see if we end up having to watch it.
All right, so I think we'll have to figure out look for a Twitter or Facebook blast, or at least come to our website where it will definitely be up which movie we decide for a full review. But
Absolutely.
that's what you got for this week. It's TV, it's movies, it's practical culture. Go forth and watch.